And we return to Uniques. Is that still her name? But yeah, sure. We got off our wild dragon taxi, and now we're here at the great meeting of the. I was going to say chromatic. Oh God, that'd be awful. The metallic dragons, which is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and hopefully Morgan doesn't barge in and say, "I'm the Dragon Slayer," and then get fucked. So here's hoping.
All right. When we last left off, Elia was had deposited you at the mouth of a cave. Before she leaves, she will turn to you and say, "You'll find provisions and refreshments inside. When you're ready, step onto the stone platform. Make sure all of you are there." And she'll fly off.
It's like standing underneath a helicopter that's taking off.
This time she does not make Morgan fall.
I suppose we go inside.
All right. As you make your way into the cave, it twists and turns in not darkness, but dimly lit for a bit before it opens up into a small room where a large table is set. There's uh, roasted pig, many plates of breads and vegetables.
Do they have any long
Drinks and
bread?
They do have some elven long bread, yes.
Morgan will take a long bread.
Oh, I haven't had Elven long bread in ages. I go up and take it.
Do they have alcoholic refreshment?
You know those brass dragons.
You go and inspect. There's a few urns of, from they're not labeled, so you go and inspect the urns. None of them appear to be alcoholic. There seems to be. It seems like there's one of them is just water. One of them is, you think it's sweet tea.
Iced tea.
Sure, but
No, I had to
not
say
like
that for
sweet.
me because that's what it would be for me. Sweet tea
The
is iced tea
difference.
here.
Okay, so what is unsweet tea?
I don't know. I don't think we have that because that's just
Really?
cold tea.
That's surprising because, like, this for the U.S., the South is where you can get sweet tea, and up north is mostly unsweet tea, as far as iced tea goes.
I mean, it's
So it's
it's
like,
usually cold here, so you don't want your tea cold.
Is that really what you think? Like more up north is like unsweet.
yeah, because everywhere I've gone up north, they say we don't have sweet tea,
Well, like,
except for like the chain restaurants like McDonald's and stuff.
well, McDonald's has sweet tea, but their sweet tea is unsweetened compared to the South. It sucks.
I remember I took a field trip to Disneyland for a band trip once, and we were given like advice by our band teachers, like, yeah, if you go to like a place to order a drink and you want iced tea, make sure you ask for sweet tea, because if you ask for iced tea, you're gonna get cold tea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the ice is in
and
the
that's
name.
just disappointing.
Like
That's
Unsweet
the
tea
thing,
is
though.
just
Is
disappointment.
Would you like some tea with your ice?
like if you get like canned or bottled iced tea, like Arizona iced tea is sweetened.
Facts.
It's not unsweetened, but It's just probably not sweetened to the degree of sweet tea.
Or I was more saying like if you go to a restaurant.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like a diner?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I mean, like for a diner, it's gonna be brisk, and like brisk is sweetened.
Brisk is an abomination.
I agree.
I'll give you that, but it's sweetened. So,
Is it though?
Anyway,
welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. Is it sweet tea or is it not sweet tea?
and then
Make an
some
insight
sort of
check.
juice that you can't identify.
Okay.
I'll pour the whole urn of weird juice into my alchemic jug.
Okay. Very good.
I'll label that as unknown juice.
Yep, you can now make a 1 gallon of juice.
Juice question mark?
Juice? I like that. Yeah, Morgan will just like, besides the long bread, maybe grab like a little bit of pork, a little something to like nosh on, and then whenever everyone's ready, he'll just proceed with them to the stone. I will be right back. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Do either of y'all want to do anything before you all proceed to the?
While Morgan zones out, I'll look at Zarin and be like, when you bumped into us the other day, did you expect that you'd be going to a meeting of metallic dragons?
The answer actually would be yes, right? He was invited.
Not when you bumped into you bumped into them just on the street.
Right,
And
but I mean, like,
actually,
he
you
actually
weren't-
was going.
You were invited to the council in Waterdeep.
Oh, but
This
not,
is
not the
different.
dragons. This is different. No, actually, I didn't.
Yeah, it's crazy how things can just change like this. Like one moment you're just enjoying some long bread, and then you have a seizure, and you're just standing there with drool dripping out of your face with like Morgan over there.
That is a pretty weird sight.
He
do you
does
have
that
any more long
occasionally.
bread?
Oh yeah, there's lots of long breads over there.
Perfect.
Actually, you could probably have the rest of mine. I don't actually need to eat, so
Oh, thank you. He kind of inspects it. Like, there's no like saliva all over it, is there?
no.
Perfect.
No,
She
Rebecca's
more
just,
like ripped.
breaking off pieces.
Yeah, that's more
Oh,
how she ate.
perfect. Zaren's one of those kinds of people who just like eats it right from the bread.
Morgan is also probably one of those guys.
So, yeah, he's eating. So, what's to expect here?
I don't know. This I don't know. This
So-
kind of thing hasn't happened in like thousands of years.
Well,
Right.
hundreds.
Hundreds.
What you know from the council meeting, the metallic dragons have called a not covenant. What's the word? I'll just say council again.
Assembly.
They've called an assembly of representatives among their ranks. And as per ancient tradition, there is to be representatives of the
Diminutive.
mortal races.
The diminutive mortal races.
Yeah, the diminutive mortal races.
Congregate?
Convention.
Congregation, convention. I mean, there's lots of
We're going to Metallic Con.
Yeah,
I love Metallicon.
the invitation was sent to what seems to be the leading force against the impending threat among the humanoid races, i.e., the Council of Waterdeep. The council, being very factioned, and most of the factions not trusting each other appointed the Uniques as
Because we're the only
Fair.
surviving adventuring group that's helping.
Yeah, I like how
But I
there was
mean,
another
like,
one, but they
they'll-
died in a castle crash.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to assume that the factions have like other adventuring groups helping them, but you're the ones that are
We're the
actually
only
members of the
impartial.
council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You being the most impartial were chosen to be representatives. So you are here speaking for the council of Waterdeep.
Don't
turn, the
fuck this
council-
up, Morgan.
In turn, the council of Waterdeep is made up of representatives that basically are speaking for
All of the Sword Coast?
a good, well, even beyond the Sword Coast, a good portion of Faerun, of civilized Faerun.
Oh god.
So
we're
no
going to
pressure,
fucking
right?
war. We're going to war, aren't we?
already in
That's
war.
the idea, yeah.
Oh.
Um, you so basically you were empowered by the council to speak on their behalf, or you are a member of the council as well. However, Zarin, having not been a member of the council, just kind of joined the group after two of their members buggered off.
It's okay. I vouch for him.
Should Loki's icon be down, by the way?
Huh?
Is Loki with us?
No,
No,
No.
no.
No, it's just
No,
you three.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, Loki and Tia.
they stayed behind.
So as far
buggered
as what
off.
to expect, you're not entirely sure. You just because the fact that there is this meeting, it's fair to assume that not all the dragons want to have a straight out alliance, or else they would have just sent a member to propose an alliance. The existence of this meeting kind of implies that there's some disagreement on the exact path to proceed. So you're empowered for negotiations, helping plead the case of the council, and working out details. You're not sure specifically what to expect.
Well, if any of the dragons have trouble hearing us, I could cast Major Image to like replicate us on a larger scale to like repeat what we're saying but larger, so they can all hear us. Unless they give us like a megaphone or something.
Yeah, they might because we're diminutive.
Oh, the little people can't speak loud. Here's a microphone.
My ear codes cannot hear you, mortal. Speak louder. No, but I want to say two things real quick. One, Tom, you did hear me right earlier. I said castle crash. It was a flying castle because that's what Bean told us, or at least that's what I
Oh, yes.
remember.
Yeah, there was
So-
the Skyreach Castle crashed in the Skyreach Mountains.
Yeah, like, oh, the fuck?
I thought it
A
crashed in the
castle
spine of the
crash?
world.
Oh, Spine of the World. That's right.
Yeah, it's over there with Krishinabon.
Yeah, Zarin would remember the large ground shake about a month ago.
Yeah. So to fill Zarin in, that would have been maybe closer to a month and a half, 2 months ago. I'm not sure exactly. You would also
Closer.
remember that
Excuse me.
there was one instance shortly thereafter that of just a sense of dread that everyone felt at once throughout most of the Sword Coast. So wherever you were at that time, and whenever there's been silence, in silent moments since then, you've sometimes had that same sense return.
Okay.
The other members know that to be the Dracorn sounding. Which is essentially, I'm assuming y'all would have.
We
filled
probably
him in.
told him on the way here.
Yeah, we would have.
It's a magical artifact that only dragons can actually hear, but its dread is felt by all. Used as a signal.
The bad
Though
signal.
a signal for what is not entirely clear.
It's like when they blew the horn at Helm's Deep, except only dragons can hear it.
I can't think of anything else. Can either of you, Becker or Dylan?
Well, so bless you. There's the Drakhorn thing. Trying to think of other major things that have happened.
A
the bomb
blizzard currently over Waterdeep that you would have
yeah,
seen.
there was the blizzard bomb, and then I mean, like, I don't know if it would have been announced at all, but I mean, like, we did capture a worm speaker, so like, that was pretty
Yes.
big.
That would probably not be public knowledge, but you would have filled him in on that.
Yeah, and I mean, Rebecca did save Waterdeep from the bomb by because the effects could have been worse and people could have died, whereas Rebecca was the only one that got hurt from it.
Andromeda
There was
got
the
hurt.
stuff. Andromeda got hurt too. Sorry, Andromeda. You know the NPC.
She's not here right now, so.
And then there was
School.
there's technically what we did in Chult, but I mean like it matters towards everything that's transpired, but like it's probably not like a widely known thing either because of how fucking far away Chult is.
He would have heard that because we told the council about what was happening in Chult.
Yeah. And I
the-
mean, we did kill a dragon, so.
Yeah, and the cult of the dragon is trying to summon Tiamat.
That's a
they've
bad.
been raiding
Very
and
bad.
pillaging much of the land.
Yeah,
For some
Tom,
reason, they've been collecting scales.
Scales,
Yes,
kidnapping
dragon scales.
Dragonborn and
That
other
too.
dragonkin.
Dragonborn kobolds, half dragons.
Yeah.
Wyverns.
And wyverns. Yeah, I was
Wyverns.
just gonna say that. But Tom, you remember when we did Tyranny of Dragons the first time when you were like Bombus eats the kids?
Yes.
So you remember when you guys were in Green Nest and like the whole place was getting raided and they stole
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
tables? Right. That's literally what they've been doing to like everywhere along the Sword Coast. They're just trying to gather immense amounts of riches.
And it's not just limited to the coast either.
Yeah,
like you,
right.
You
I
pass
keep
the,
saying
you
the
pass
Sword
the village
Coast,
in the forest, and from what the council members have said, it's most of the area that they represent anyway, and possibly beyond.
Right.
I mean,
like
it's
the
not really
parts of
feasible to
Faerun
have
that
a
matter.
world council.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's everything, right? I mean, like there was a couple of other minor things. Like there was Unwaterdeep, which like we didn't really resolve that. We just told people about it. And we're like, yeah, we don't need to worry about it.
I mean, it's not that we don't need to worry about it, is that we can't handle it ourselves because we were just 4 people. We need like an army to deal with that.
Yeah. And I mean,
Oh, and you've been to one of the bases of the Cult of the Dragon.
Yeah, and that's probably the entry point of Tiamat entering the material plane.
yeah. Oh, and then also I may or may not have started a war.
Dylan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Morgan
I may or may not have
accidentally the
accidentally
war.
had a war.
Why?
Well, it was to get the people who were in charge of the area around where that dragon cultist den was to make them aware of the fact that they were in the area, and that and I lied and said that they allied themselves with a rival nation of theirs, one run by monsters, So like there was a genuine reason for them to have a call to arms. Now, do I know whether or not they've raised the bannermen and marched to where they were supposed to go? No. Am I hoping that they do? Yes. Have I caused a war? Potentially. That's it. That's all we know. So
Well, no, you told them that they had amassed all their forces up there. They've gone and just taken over the entire monster country now.
have they actually? Did they really go to war? I need to know now. I need to know. Did I?
I mean, we
cause a
haven't
war?
heard any news.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't, but I didn't. Sorry.
I'm sure we
because
would have heard something about like a war happening, but a lot's going on, so
So maybe not. Yeah.
Make a performance check. See how you did.
oh, he rolled a nat 20, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he rolled a nat 20 on persuasion. I mean, deception. I mean,
Seriously?
Yeah, and the best part too was that the way that I went about it, I claimed to be a specialist from the military of the country that I was seeking to warn about the dragon cultists, and I didn't go to like anyone actually like physically within their higher ups. I had went to this guy who I feel like Bean originally just made the guy as like a joke or whatever, and never expected me to do this. That he was like a general might not be the right term, but he was a high-ranking former member of their military that ran a surplus store. So Morgan went there and was like, yeah, like, I said, like, who's this guy? And like, did he actually serve? Blah, blah, blah. And he basically let him know what was going on. And he was just like, I'm just doing my civic duty. Like, please tell them to increase like soldiers here in the guards so that you guys don't get attacked. Like, this is what they're planning to do, blah, blah, blah. And like, natural 20. So hopefully he bought it.
And the other thing, was he able to convince the military that this fictitious specialist?
Well, see, the thing is that I feel like if it's coming from a more credible, seasoned veteran, even if he heard it from a quote unquote fictitious person, which he doesn't know that, it's like this guy told him. So it's like if I went to General Tullius, I don't know why I'm using Skyrim as an example, but it's like if I went to General Tullius and he was just like, Emperor, I say in good faith, I vouch for this guy. This is what's about to happen. The Stormcloaks are going to rebel. Like, this is a thing that's going to happen in Skyrim. And then the Emperor's like, go. Take care of it.
Now, they might actually just be having a
On
manhunt
Mom.
for this unknown specialist to get it to be confirmed.
Yeah, I might go to jail.
On Mom and
But who
Well,
knows? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to take up a lot of time with that. I apologize.
all right. So you all eat your fill and make your way to the stone platform.
I'm never full. No.
Morgan eats for
No.
Come on, Morgan. They're probably going to be staring at wherever we're going to be coming up out of.
It's only
you
my
no
third.
come here anymore, Morgan.
You've been here for
Actually, I'll quickly
too
cast
much.
Detect Magic.
Thank God you know what I'm talking about.
That's why I said that you don't come here anymore. The torches lighting the chamber have an aura of I don't know what
Enchantment,
magic it is.
probably? If it's
Probably
continual
enchantment.
flame?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what school continual flame is off the top of my head. But yeah.
Enchantment sounds right.
Continual flame is evocation.
Yeah. Aura of evocation magic. You've seen it around ever burning torches before in the tomb.
So we just stand on this stone and it like raises us up?
Yeah, probably should do it at the
I
same
think
time,
so.
just in case. Actually, look up. I look up. What do I see?
A large shaft.
Okay, yeah, this seems to be some sort of plate that elevates one. It's an elevator kind of thing.
it
Ah.
elevates us.
I was gonna call it a ascender or maybe escalator because we're escalating in height.
Yeah, let's just call it an escalator.
Why not
I
a
like
razor?
The large, like 20-foot diameter
spell that?
circle.
The razor?
Yeah, how would you spell that?
Razer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
R
makes
A
sense.
I S E E R.
Razor sounds better than elevator.
What about
I mean,
RAZR?
we already decided on escalators. There was a vote for 2
I
to
don't
1.
want escalator. I want razor.
Yeah, you know what? He's kind of bringing me over to his side here. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'm gonna have to go with Razor. It sounds a lot cooler.
Mask of Many Faces into Morgan. Be like, I think Razor's actually really good. And I go back to myself. I'm like, escalator's better. I step on the plinth.
Yeah, I'll step on too.
I also step on.
Okay. As soon as Rebecca steps on, you see it shift slightly. The other two of you quickly get on.
And then
it goes down.
Oh, it goes down.
It begins descending.
Oh, okay, maybe it's a descalator.
A descendor?
Descendor. Yeah, we're on a descendor.
You go down into the darkness before it eventually breaks into a large open chamber. You descend another 100 feet before you reach the floor of the chamber. Looking up and around, you see 5 caves that go up and are open to the sky in different positions around the room.
Oh, so we have skylights?
They're not. None of them are over you, but you can see where there is, like, indirect light coming in.
Is there enough where like the area would be like bright or dim, or is it pretty dark where we are?
This matters for his
Well,
domain.
there's a bunch of braziers set up that are burning, giving off light around the room.
Okay.
The room is carved into a stone structure. You touch down on a flat surface. Looking around, you see reliefs of metallic dragons and humanoids. Some humanoids are bowing before the dragons, while others seem to be engaging with them. A chalice made of pure platinum sits on a shrine carved into the only remaining piece of raw stone. 8 small golden bird figurines are placed around it in a circle.
Nice.
You're down there for the better part of 10 minutes before you begin hearing the beating of wings. And through each of the caves, a dragon flies in.
It's the Avengers.
The dragons roar loudly as they approach the conclave, announcing their presence to each other as they break through the haze and land heavily on the stone surface. As they land, they gauge each other respectfully, as if old acquaintances who have not seen one another for many years. You look around you and immediately feel the overwhelming size difference as 5 ancient metallic dragons form a circle around you. The gold dragon, his liquid eyes scanning the faces of the others in the circle, holds his head high. He is almost 20 feet taller than the others present, and makes his size known. He spares you no glance as he attempts to make eye contact with each of the others in the circle.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I'm just gonna
cannot
make
stop
a
coughing,
wisdom
I'm very sorry.
save just to see if I'm intimidated or not. I'm intimidated.
I mean, fair. Like, let me be clear. A Ralph Lator was an adult dragon. An older adult dragon, but an adult dragon. You've been in the presence of Elia for the past couple days.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Who is an ancient dragon. But having 5 of them around you is
We are
definitely a little disconcerting.
we definitely understand the whole point of diminutive.
Morgan thinks he could kill at least one of them before he dies.
The silver dragon, Elia, the silver dragon who you know as Elia, sits comfortably and gazes down at you all. In her mercury silver eyes,
I do like a shy wave.
you see yourselves reflected back at you. Her wings stretch slightly at her sides, and she swings her head to look at the bronze dragon sitting beside her. The bronze meets her gaze, shifting stiffly and uncomfortably, as if expecting something unpleasant to happen. His glowing green eyes scan the circle, lingering on the golden before settling on you. His lips, tight with tension, pull back, and he offers a reassuring smile of sorts. The copper dragon remains standing, her wings folded at her side, and her tail lazily dragging across the stone. Turquoise blue eyes fixed on you shimmer with a look of curiosity. Her lips twitch as if she is holding back from saying something. The last dragon, Brass. Oh, and this is why I miss having my other TV plugged in.
Yeah.
Except instead of on a
Wait a minute, this
mountaintop,
is
no, we're on a
Skyrim.
cave.
I'm right there.
It's just the best picture I could find for this.
Wait, is this Haya Grothgar?
Yeah.
It's the throat of the world, technically. Actually,
The last dragon,
look,
The
And these are
brass.
all wyverns.
Parthenax. Sorry.
the brass, stands slightly apart from the others. His bright orange eyes gazing off in the distance, seeming to be looking at nothing in particular. As the gold's booming voice begins to fill the air, the frills running down his wingtips to his tail quiver, and his head slowly turns to face the sound.
See if I can-
Settle, and let us begin to counsel. As our ancient traditions dictate, amongst us stands those which act as ambassador for all humanoids, as we ambassador for our own closest kin. Let us decide how all dragons under Bahamut shall act. Now, the tradition has been fulfilled. I would speak and urge you to forget the humanoids. It is they who have brought this calamity, who have roused our evil brothers and sisters. We should gather together ourselves. We do not need them. What is there to discuss besides how quickly we should fly?
That's bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of cowardice.
I don't really know these people.
I imagine Zarin is like slowly walking apart from us.
There's not really a break between them. I'm trying to fix Tom's thing about not being able to place down his token.
Bro, it's every campaign I go into. I can't place down a token.
Oh, is that happening in Wee Wee too?
Yeah, it's like a Roll20 specific problem for him.
There must
I
be
don't
something in
understand what it is.
settings or something.
The silver dragon, Elia, speaks up. Protantha believes we are of enough number to put an end to the matter. If this was a draconic-only battle, I would agree. However, I am concerned with the kin I may lose. If the humanoids could prove trustworthy and reliable, an alliance with them may be wise. What do you think, Nimur? You are closest to their kind.
That the bronze?
I think it's the copper, but I'm stupid. It is the bronze. Beck knows things.
I mean, I did read a book about dragons, so I probably know general personalities based on type.
I staunchly disagree with Protanther. Many of you have spent your most recent centuries removed from the world. They are not as you remember. Hear what they have to say. It is easier to lock claws with an angry red, while their minions on the ground are engaged with your allies, after all. The copper speaks up. You believe yourselves to be the only one engaged in activities with them. Too many times I have had a human guest in my lair pinch a trinket for themselves. I too have grown fond of them, but I have seen betrayal in their nature. We must be sure of their intentions and know how things will end. Protanther, the gold dragon, speaks up. You let your time amongst your pets in Waterdeep cloud your judgment, Nimur. Before I even evoked right to counsel, I knew you would side with them. Do not let yourselves be fooled by him. We should fly straight to the source of the Drakhorn with our kin before tomorrow's sun rises.
Where are we in like relation to like each of the dragons? Are we in the middle of like all five, or are we like also in part of like this circle that they're in?
That is a good question. Let me.
Like, would we be like over here if this was like a circle of them, or are we just standing in the middle?
So I'm going to put their tokens in.
Yo!
They're not to scale because it would take up too much room.
The whole map is just one dragon.
You can't see the bars over their heads, can you?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, that's DM specific.
It would be like that-ish.
And we were just standing in the center.
Yeah. The dragons regard each other carefully. Low rumbling coming from deep within their chests vibrates up through your boots from the stone. The snarling and outbursts ebb away, and on either side of you, Nimur and Protanther have locked eyes with each other. A silent battle of wills. Tazmikilla and Elia look between them and to each other, before both turning their gaze to the brass dragon, who has silently listened to the others speak. Leaving from the mountaintop and summoning the others to fly straight to the Drakhorn would leave us with too hard-fought a battle, Protanther. I do not agree with Nimur either. We should not blindly trust an entire race due to one family. No. Tazmikilla and Elia are feckin' dragon names. Otari Lacarnos are correct. We should consider an alliance, but use caution in doing so. Speak now, ambassadors. The Metallic Dragon Council is waiting. Your words will sway our hearts one way or the other, so think well before you do. Nimur breaks eye contact with Protanther, whose wings flex with the victory, and look down.
Which one is which?
Does the names not show up either?
You have to set the name, show
So-
nameplate to players.
I know her name. He's Protanther, right? He's the gold dragon.
Yeah. There's not an
Okay.
option to show.
There should be.
And then this is the brass that just spoke.
In
or is it this
settings, token settings, there should be. There you go.
Is this working?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my bad.
That's something I only
How-
learned the other last week on Wednesday.
I apologize.
Wait, what's the good dragon name from Skyrim?
Parthenax.
Parthenax.
Yeah,
That would be him
that's
right
this one,
there.
right? Oh, this is Parthenax.
That would be him, yeah.
Okay.
Nimur breaks eye contact with Protanther, whose wings flex with victory, and looks down at you, encouraging you to speak. The other four's pupilless, molten eyes also turn to you, waiting to hear what you have to say.
I'm going to cast a major image to superimpose us larger.
And I will say there are runes that are glowing on the platform you're standing on. You kind of get the feeling that your voice will be projected.
Okay, but I'm still doing this anyways. Make
Okay.
us look bigger.
And intimidating. Very good.
No, not intimidating, just so they can see us properly.
I'll put the fear of the dragon slayer in him.
Just hearing you speak, do you have a title I should use before your name? I'm gesturing to Protanther. Or is just your name fine?
I was formerly King of Justice, but you can address me as you will.
All right. I was trying to think of a funny nickname, but you can't with that name. All right, Protanther, the way you speak, it sounds like you've had an unfortunate history with with us diminutive races. I kind of shoot a quick glance at Allura. Elia, not Allura.
And the one that says the one that was addressed as Ortari Laekarnos is the one that you knew as Elia.
Elia, okay, yeah. Now, you don't seem to want to trust our kind. And just being in this chamber is frankly incredibly intimidating. Just the sheer scale difference between us is insane. You don't understand our world and we don't understand yours. The way you live your lives are so far removed from how we live our everyday lives. It's incredible. Even with the three of us here, our own lives are so far removed from others of our own kind because we're adventurers, opposed to the normal farmer out in Greenest, just tending to their fields. A normal farmer who has no idea what's going on beyond the fact that their town was ransacked by this evil cult that has been swayed by the words of the undying queen and brought to her side and hoped to have her brought to our world and do horrible, horrible things to everyone here. Not just us, but you. Now, you might not like it, Protanther, and I imagine there's lots of humans who don't want to trust even metallic dragons, even though historically metallic dragons are the good ones. But there's just so many differences between us that I understand how that can be an issue. Even looking at the Council of Waterdeep, there is such divide, even though really there's no difference between us. But that's why we have to come together. Because if we don't stand united, we're fucked. We're totally fucked. There's a 5-headed dragon coming out of a furnace near the Snakewood and Troll Mountains. And not to mention that there's a whole more can of worms beyond that. That makes this coming crisis look like a walk in the park, or an easy flight among the clouds, I suppose, would be a appropriate term for you, or a pleasant nap in your cave. I don't know. Maybe do any of my companions want to say something?
I'll say if someone else is gonna say something specifically to Protanther right now,
Specifically to him.
or in general, but not going in and addressing a different dragon, because if you're saying something else, it might give advantage on a roll. But
I'll whisper to Morgan quickly. It's like, do not mention you're a dragon slayer.
I will say this out of character. Every time you tell me not to, it is a challenge to do it.
We will doom the diminutive races if you do.
I will say, Dylan, Morgan might not be smart, but he's not. He is pretty wise.
Yeah, he is pretty wise. So he'll I guess add on to this, and he'll say, I would say specifically to you, Protanther, and while normally I would say I mean no offense, but I mean a little bit of offense with this, if I'm being honest. Wanting to just, fly away and, you know, I don't know. It sounds pretty cowardly to me. See,
Well, no, okay. To be clear, he wasn't saying fly away. He was saying the dragons themselves should go without help of the mortals and go fight
oh,
them today
okay. So
or
then, so
tomorrow.
then, so then, let me rephrase that. I think it's actually, yeah. This would be better then, instead of cowardly. I think it's very prideful of you. Now, I understand dragons are powerful, and you are, but you can still die. And like your I'm sorry, I don't know your name. He just kind of gestures towards the dragon that had said the whole thing about allies, distracting on the ground to fight a red dragon. I forget which one that was. I'm sorry. But he'll sorry.
That would be Nimur.
Yeah, he'll direct towards Nimur and just be like, as your ally said, it makes more sense to have as many people that can help you. And honestly, I don't think it's so much about trust as it is doing what's necessary. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and or yeah. So like, hell, I don't know, man.
I look at Zarin.
He'll look back at you like, are you giving him like the look like, do you
It's
want
like,
to
do you
say
have
something?
it? Yeah, do you have anything to say?
You don't have to say something right now. There will be more chances to speak, but if you have something to add to what was being said.
I think I'll wait. I'll wait for this time, and then the next time I'll say something.
Okay.
Okay.
I do want to
Rebecca,
add
go
something
ahead.
to what Morgan just said.
Okay.
Yeah, having people to help you on the battlefield, like just going in by yourself, that's just a poor tactical decision. Like, sure, you might not like it, but going in with ground troops to distract people from shooting arrows at you is going to work a lot better than flying in, being attacked by every chromatic dragon, and having thousands of arrows pelt your belly.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not advantage, but there's a modifier to it.
Okay.
not bad.
Just for fun, I'm going to add a d6 because I have 5 of those. Okay.
Okay. So 16 plus
Or minus.
plus or minus. Well, it could be plus a if it's a negative, it is still plus. Okay. You misunderstand me. Well, you are right that there is much difference between you and us. I feel we understand you more than you understand us, given our history. Though I will admit there is both good and bad among the humanoids. And you get the sense that when he says he's not talking about you three specifically, he's talking about humanoids in general.
Yeah.
Capacity for great power that you undeniably have is made dangerous by your physical limitations. For all your capability, humanoids have little time to learn the wisdom to direct that. Many of the world's most blighted creatures descend from humans and humanoids who bargain with dark forces, such as the Yuan-Ti. The cycle of failed human civilizations across Faerun is a sign of a quintessential flaw in your nature. Moreover, especially humans, make up the majority of evil archmages and liches, including Samastra, who founded the cult, Saz Tam and his Red Wizards, even the current leader of the Cult of the Dragons, and a majority of their members. Now, I can appreciate that most of the crimes of the humanoid races are usually directed against each other. And the short lives of most humanoids means they might not even, that they probably don't even recognize their own evil. But take the elves, for example, who live for long years and possess great knowledge, and have used that knowledge to the detriment of dragonkind in the past. It was the elves, after all, who shaped the Dracorage mythal,
The what?
causing dragons across Faerun to go mad with rage.
Have I heard of that before?
Uh,
Was that my
I would say
dragon book?
all of you. All of you, just general history, would have heard of this. It's somewhat common knowledge. Maybe not Morgan, because he specifically doesn't understand magic stuff.
Yeah, no.
Know what a mythal is. Mythals are very powerful magic that essentially, for an out of game explanation, allow you to bypass the 9th level limit on magic.
Oh, epic magic. The shit that they cast over Waterdeep.
There is one in Waterdeep that keeps dragons from, I think, getting within 30 miles of the city. Unless there is a specific keyword said.
Right.
And that, I believe that keyword changes per dragon. There's been many. Everyone would know of the dragon rage that happened centuries ago, I believe. I don't know the exact.
But it's like it's a important enough event in history that it's known.
Like Morgan knows about this.
Okay.
Basically, let's see here. What year was this? It happened in cycles until it was destroyed, starting 25,000 years before, in negative 25,000. The elves, hoping, no one knows exactly, but many suppose was hoping the dragons would fight each other and not be a problem anymore, created this thing that bloodlusted dragons. One of the dragon rages is when Arauthator destroyed part of the host tower and stole those artifacts. And it wasn't just the chromatic dragons that laid waste to large swaths of Faerun. The magic affected the metallic dragons as well to go against their nature.
So that would mean that they have the capacity for that, though, wouldn't it?
Not really, because it's kind of like a mind control thing.
Yeah, just because you have dominated, it's like dominate dragon on them, basically.
It's not suggestion, it's command.
Okay. Oh, so it's like the orbs of dragonkind.
Yeah, it's there's bad blood between dragons and elves.
Of course, we have 2 half-elves here.
He may be in a sore mood because of there being half-elves here.
Now, would the drow have had anything to do with this?
Yeah, do we...
Negative 25,000, it might be before the drow split off.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what year the Dark Celadrin happened.
Yeah, I don't. Morgan's just gonna say, um, I'm half drow, so like, I mean, my people have done some shit, but we didn't do that.
I mean, I don't know what half my father was, but
And I should say again, he's not specifically accusing you of doing this.
No,
Yeah.
of course.
This feels more like a indigenous person going to a white person being like, your people did this. I'm like, yeah, shit, sorry.
Yeah, it's like airing grievances that I can't do anything about.
Or like slavery. Just like, yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like it happened. Sorry it happened, but you know.
So the gist of it is he sees the good, that there is good and bad among the humanoids. But the power the humanoids possess in such short lives makes them dangerous in his eyes.
I mean,
and with his mention of the Archmages and the Liches, what they will do to prolong those short lives.
Yeah. Anyways, he was saying lots of stuff before he had to explain what the Dragon White Rage was.
Well, it's not so much that I don't understand you. Because believe me, I do. That said, as per tradition, this talk will not be the end of this council. You will have time to speak one-on-one with us when we break for deliberation.
Deliberation.
So is there anyone else you want to address from things they said? Or him again?
I mean, he seems to be like the main voice of this whole council.
So you also you get the sense that he from what was said, he called this council. He invoked the right of council.
Yeah.
But it is a council. They will act as one. And it is not he has the only vote.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, our short lives make us dangerous because we get power, we don't know what to do with it, and sometimes we go crazy, sometimes we do amazing things with it. Seeing as how the world is pretty much still here and humanoid civilization still exists, although it has evolved over countless centuries, the fact that it still exists, I'd say, is a argument that overall people tend to be good. Yeah, there's like those evil bastards who like totally fuck everything over for like 1,000 years, but in the end, it seems good tends to triumph.
And I mean, like, you guys tend to live like a really long time, right? Like what's like the average lifespan of a dragon? Like without any outside interference, like if you're just chilling. He's kind of like posing that to whoever's willing to answer that.
I mean, as far as I know, it's basically theoretically infinite.
Like, can you guys even get sick or like
die of old age?
There are dragon diseases, yes.
Oh, there are. Oh, okay. That I didn't know.
I mean, has a dragon ever died of old age?
Well, yeah, Dylan. Smaug got dragon sickness.
But he was a
Like, that's
wyvern.
Lord of the Rings. No, he was a dragon.
I thought he was a wyvern. Shit.
But whatever. If they're not gonna answer the age thing, Morgan will just say.
without outside intervention is a tough thing to do, seeing as most dragons, well, most old dragons travel the plains, and most plains don't have aging the same, so it's
Oh, so there's like no average. So okay, all right,
it's tough to say.
yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. It's
Probably Protanther doesn't know either. Doesn't know if dragons can even die of old age.
Yeah, so I guess Morgan will just be like, right, so y'all can live long. I guess apparently you don't even know how long you can live or what an average lifespan is for you guys. The point is, you live a really long time, so I imagine you learn how to be patient during all that time. And as my friend Rebecca here was saying, we have short lives, right? But it takes time for our societies and civilizations to evolve because we have such short lives. You know, you got to wait many generations before there's more good people or great change. I mean, hell, I'm half drow, and like, you know, there's only a couple of them that are all right, and most of them are still pretty shitty. But who knows? Maybe in the future, half of them will be all right, and the other half will be shitty, or like maybe 60-40. But like, y'all live forever, so it's patient. You know, you got to be patient. Sure, you're angry now, but honestly, you being upset about stuff back then, for people now who aren't the same and not looking forward to a potential better future, is like, I don't know, it's almost kind of like you're being a little human, you know, like you kind of going off of the emotion and not like your wisdom and knowledge.
Calling a dragon a human, shit.
Yeah.
That's a huge insult to a prideful gold dragon.
I mean, he already said that he was prideful on top of that. So.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I will say the last Dragon Rage happened within none of your but living memory.
Just happened within living memory, but it's a result of these artifacts essentially.
Well, but since then the curse has the last one happened unexpectedly because humans, well, previous humans who have turned into liches, have found a way to cause one outside of the normal cycle.
Okay, so like it's like a curse, but it hasn't been broken, or it has been.
The main cycle's been broken, but there's now an artificial way to induce it, if I understand.
I don't
Because I'm confused. Like when you first explained it, I was under the impression that the elves created an item, and then the item is what causes them to go into the rage, not like it was that they basically epic leveled a curse that.
Well, they epic
happens
leveled
over...
a spell that gets tied to a comet, and whenever that comet appears in the sky over Faerun,
Yo,
the curse
Sozin?
happens.
Okay, all right. So Sozin's comet hits, and instead of their firebending being better, they just get sicko mode.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't
Yeah, Sozin's comet.
Why don't we just take a spelljammer up there and destroy the comet? Like, that sounds like an easy solution.
That sounds like high concept shit, Rebecca. I'm not going up there.
It sounds like a module we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that the kind of like what you essentially like offering that kind of stuff, like offering things in exchange for help, would be more when you talk to them one-on-one in the deliberation.
I mean, that wasn't something that I said in character. That was more like a...
Yeah, I'm just going ahead and telling you.
Yeah, I was kind of joking along with
Plus,
that.
I'm sure Rebecca has no idea what the fuck a spelljammer is.
Morgan definitely doesn't.
Alright, hear me out. We're gonna make a flying boat that can go up into the sky and punch the comet.
Yeah, he'd do it. He'd punch the comet.
Who said that they had a mortal take one of their trinkets?
Mortal taking one of their trinkets would be
you said something about a mortal taking one of your treasures. I myself,
To be clear, not a. It has happened many times over the years.
I figure dragon hordes tend to be very tempting in terms of targets for
Y'all got some good shit
thieves.
in there.
Yeah, you are very talented collectors. Now I myself, I have sticky fingers myself. Though I am smart enough to know not to steal from a dragon. I have attempted to turn a new leaf, and thanks to that, I'm here, alive. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for that. I would have, if it wasn't for the effort I've put into reforming myself, I wouldn't have been chosen for a pact by a powerful entity among the High Plains. And I imagine my soul would have been destroyed in the death curse. Sure, I got even less time than probably a normal human does now because of that whole event, but I'm working to ensure that good still works and people can live happy. I mean, the average the Joe the pumpkin farmer in like a field middle of nowhere and like his kids, they're not going to know anything else. They don't deserve to be wiped out by something they don't even understand. So don't do it for like yeah, like there's horrible people here and there, but there's so much more innocent people who don't deserve what would be coming to them. And if anything, I guess my whole story shows that even in our short lives, we can change.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh my fucking god!
That's performance.
Oh, is that performance? Say modifier, because I'm not proficient in persuasion. Here's a D6.
13. And I should say, you didn't get the feeling from any of them that they're saying they should do nothing.
I know, but like this is more like a saying to like work with us.
Okay. I spend the majority of my time among the humanoids. So believe me when I say I'm not selling them, trying to sell them all short. And you notice that her eyes haven't left you since you began speaking.
Rebecca kind of
But
like smirks at the short remark because like, hey, that probably was an unintended joke.
But my lair and horde have been the target of cunning thieves and fast-talking swindlers more than once. And I know that betrayal is an inherently humanoid trait. Or is a trait inherent to humanoids. What I fear, I fear that the factions you represent cannot be trusted. And that for your own survival of your even as you admit, short lives. They will turn against us in a demonstration of their loyalty to Tiamat, in a plea to survive. Further, I think that the unrestricted interaction between our two kinds over the last ages has been disastrous for both races. Between the Dragon Moots, the Draco Rage, and all other instances. And the Dragon Moots would be the Dwarven wars against dragons.
God damn it,
course.
dwarves.
Can what's it? Can can Zarin say something?
Go right ahead. Yeah, the dragon boot was my fault. I'm sorry.
That was me.
No, but it's along those lines. Whose fault really is that, though? It seems like a whole giant miscommunication that instead of sitting down and talking about something, there was bloodshed. Everything that we're talking about right now is going to end up like how it did before, end in bloodshed. Unfortunately, that's just how the world is. If this is something that we can prevent for the future, it might be worth it one last time to shed blood. Shed. You get what I'm saying?
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Sure. Ooh.
Man has a +9 to persuasion.
I do.
I mean, I have a +15 to deception.
Are you attempting to deceive?
God, no! These guys will totally see through it!
What is the passive insight of an ancient dragon?
Hi.
Wait a second. There was something I saw before. Sorry, go ahead.
You can tell that she was listening to you. Funnily enough, still hasn't taken her eyes off of Rebecca.
Can I, like, do an insight check to see if, like, that's just her giving me respect, or, like, is there something more to that looking?
Make an insight check.
That was not supposed to be an advantage, but I'll take the 25.
25.
God damn.
God damn.
Natural 19 right
You
there.
you know that it's not. It's definitely not. It goes beyond just being attentive, in the respect sense you were saying. There's something thoughtful behind the look, and it's not hostile, but you can't really tell. You can't really tell exactly what it is. You know there's something thoughtful behind the look. But it's not just being respectful.
I'll brush my hair behind my left ear just to kind of expose that a bit more. Just as like a passive thing, maybe. I don't know.
You're trying to flirt?
No, more like to expose more of my elven features.
Yeah, expose the not broken ear.
I'll kind of like kind of look at all of them, kind of like turn in a circle. It's like, if you don't want to ally with us, I guess that's fine. I mean, I'm sure the chromatic dragons have issues with allying with mortals, but they're doing it anyways because it helps their purpose. And you can go off and fight this horde of dragon and evil people alone without our help. You'll probably not succeed because you're doing it by yourself. And then we'll have to do it alone. And without help, we'll probably also fail.
I mean, I've already killed a dragon before. I could kill a few more.
Chromatic.
I'll go down fighting.
Ralthator.
Morgan, this is important. Are you saying this braggingly or hostilely?
Braggingly.
You're not saying it like as a threat.
No. He's meaning like because Rebecca said that
we'll take on the chromatic dragons by ourselves.
Right, we would take them by ourselves, and that we would probably inevitably fail because we're alone. But Morgan's saying that he'll at least be able to take a few down before he dies.
Okay.
So.
Rebecca does quickly say it was a chromatic dragon, a Ralthator.
Yeah, one of them white ones.
A murmur goes around the 5.
Look, I think fundamentally what the issue here is that we've got a little bit of a problem, right? And it doesn't seem like you're entirely against siding with us. But your problem is who we represent. So let's put it this way. Fuck them. Because I don't give a shit what they want either. Right? I know some of them probably can't be trusted. I don't even know most of them on a personal level. I think I spoke to like one of the guys on my own for like 5 minutes. Okay? We're doing this because we think it's the right thing to do. So if you don't want to ally yourselves to them, then just work with the 3 of us. I mean, put your faith in 3 people instead of like, I don't know, whole kingdoms and shit. Because if that hasn't worked out for you in the past, at least, you know, you're lowering the chances of expectations of failure with a smaller group of people. But also, too, the other thing that I don't understand is like, y'all live so motherfucking long. And he turns towards Tazmikala. But you getting hung up on people stealing from your hoard? Do you know how much wealth you've amassed in your entire life? Like, do you know it by coin? What the fuck does it matter if you lose a couple magic items? Sure, they're assholes for stealing from you, but I mean, like, fuck. You are a dragon. You could get whatever the hell you want.
Can I say something out of character real quick?
Sure.
Because it's hard to convey emotion without like actual. It's hard to convey some things just over voice. When she was talking about things being stolen, it seemed more as something with actual sentimental value as opposed to just.
Oh no, my coins were taken, but something that had meant something to her.
Okay. And nah, he'll still kind of say it because he imagines that the others probably have similar issues, whether it was necessarily sentimental or not. Because I mean, like, people steal gold from dragon hoards and items if they can get away with it. So, like, I feel like that's
sure. I just wanted to clarify that.
It's just that's the one that said it, so that's why he's directing it towards her. And he's just like, and I mean, like, yeah, it sucks, and I'm sorry, but like, you know, with an infinitely long lifespan, I imagine you could eventually get it back. Sure, is it annoying that you have to go and look for it in the first place? Probably.
And it's 1,200 years on average, I found out.
1,200 years on average. So yeah, so he's just like, but yeah, like I don't know, man. Like with your long lifespans and your seemingly more knowledge and wisdom, like I think he'll turn back towards Protanther, and he'll be like, you were talking about elves and like what they've done, but also humans having short lifespans. I mean, have y'all ever like thought to sit there and like maybe take some humans aside and be like, okay, look, you guys want to learn magic. And I mean, I never want to learn magic. That shit sucks. That's why I punch things. But, maybe you take them to the side and teach them how to properly control the power, or maybe teach them how to, like, research it safely so that there's less issues. I don't know, like actual coexistence.
Hey, you say the unrestricted access between our two races has caused issue, but from our perspective, you're all basically not on the level of the gods, but you're almost all untouchable, basically. But you're not going down and actually. I mean, some of you do, but not all metallic dragon kind goes and walks amongst the people. They don't care for like an individual. Occasionally they do. We met one who had a grandkid, and he loved that child so much, but he had to, for the greater good, he had to do unspeakable things.
See, Sarah will add on to this. The fact of the matter, too, is, me personally, if it came down to saving one of you, or saving my own life, I wouldn't hesitate to save one of you. And that's the truth. Something that doesn't get talked about enough is that there are humans and humanoids that do care about all life and not just themselves.
Okay. I'm gonna say all three of you take a point of inspiration.
Yo.
Nimur speaks up. I agree with them, and I couldn't disagree with Protanther more strongly. We are made in the image of Bahamut, and have have little choice in the matter of being good or evil. How much greater and more precious is good when it is freely chosen by the humanoids, who must consciously turn away from villainy?
Is it better to overcome your nature or be born good?
Yes, thank you, Parthenax.
She should
I
be.
motion that we
she should
adjourn
be
to
here.
deliberation, and to the other half of the ancient tradition. Any opposed? None of the dragons speak up. Are any of you opposed to breaking to deliberation?
Could I add one more thing?
I mean, if it's to someone in particular, you're going to be going and talking to.
No,
The
it's for everybody.
Okay.
Because this is something I don't know if the dragons are aware of, but Morgan will just add on. And I don't know if this helps or anything, but your buddy just talked about Bahamut, and I'm still not entirely sure if it actually was him, but he may or may not have saved Rebecca here from like an impending demise. So I mean, when your god, and technically Rebecca's god too, comes down and like hits you with the blessing firsthand, I mean that's got to say something. I mean, if Bahamut's good with her, then y'all should be too.
At the mention, before you say what, who you assume to be Bahamut, did, at the mention of having ran into them, there's an uneasy look shared by all the dragons before Protanther says, "We will revisit this when we reconvene. Let us break."
Oh, was that a bad thing? Was I not supposed to say that?
They
was
probably
actually saying
either don't
like,
believe you or they're in shock because like that's a big deal.
It's not a shocked look. It's a make a make an insight check. Choose one of you to make an insight check at advantage.
Who has the highest insight?
I have a
I
plus
got a
6.
9.
I have a
Morgan.
0.
All right, there we go. Hell yeah!
Sick. Dylan, can you go into secrets with me for a second?
Oh yeah!
They actually think it was Tiamat in disguise.
Do you really think so?
Maybe, I don't know. Could be anything.
I was gonna stop them before they like went deliberate. I was gonna be like, and so how do we know that your answer is going to be right and fair? There seems to be a bias between all of the dragons.
I think overall they're in favor. It's just Pertanther that is kind of a sourpuss.
What if he's working for Tiamat?
He's a gold dragon. I highly doubt it because they're supposed to be the goodest of all. But there have been evil metallic dragons in the past. But that's so rare. Like, you could probably count on one hand the amount of evil metallic dragons.
That's actually cool. What about
Good chromatic?
yeah?
I imagine it's the same amount. Or around the same amount.
So the dragon from Wee Wee, that's chromatic, right?
He was a chromatic, a red chromatic great worm.
And they're like fucking gargantuan, right?
They're like the size of mountains, yes. They make these guys look small.
Oh my god. And
that's what you guys walk through in Elder Gods.
like yeah, literally.
Yep. And with that, they move to break.
I was actually gonna stop them like before if that was cool, Bean. If not,
with that look, they will reconvene after the.
Yeah, they're fucking off.
Yeah.
They're with what was said and the look that was communicated, and what Pertanther said, they are breaking. You can try to get them to turn around if you really want to, but they have already.
oh then
As they're turning around,
that would be perfect then actually. While they're like going like, and how will we know that this will be fair? There seems to be somewhat of a bias.
I mean, you had two that very much. You had one that seemed against it, two that seemed neutral. Actually, you had two that seemed very undecided, and you had one that was for it. It's about as even as it can get with 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure what bias you're talking about.
There's
It was
the
very
bias from
split.
Pertanther, but I mean, like, I could kind of understand where he's coming from because it's like the gold ones seem to be speaking for the most part.
Like, yeah, we know it's a council, but
Yeah, so I mean, he definitely has more sway, but I wouldn't count out the others.
And I will say, you all know that you're not dealing with dishonorable beings.
Yeah, no, these guys are.
these are inherently good people.
They're
Dragons.
not inherently lawful good.
Some of them are. I think the bronze is chaotic good. Or is it brass?
The gold one specifically.
Yeah, gold is lawful good.
Is lawful good.
Okay, then, what do you guys want to do? You want to like build a fire?
You can deliberate amongst yourselves, and it was the deliberation is you can go 1-on-1 to them. I will say
not 3-on-1, just 1-on-1.
Well, 3-on-1. You can all go to one of them. You're going to all of them, one at a time. I'm going to say this, and I try not to do railroady stuff, but you're saving the gold for last.
Okay.
That is part of the tradition.
All right, the gold
the
first.
ancient traditions.
We go to the gold first. We break tradition.
No, it's not going to the gold last. It's going to whoever called the meeting last.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, if that's the case, I'm gonna go over to Tazmikella because if the gold's gonna end up being last anyway, whether I know this or not, just go counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Might as
There
well.
are large chambers side chambers off of this main underground chamber
Is this
that
the
they each
copper?
retreat to. Tasmaquila is the
It's hard to
is
recognize
the
what color
copper.
that is.
The copper and bronze are hard to Tasmaquila is the copper.
Is this
Right, 'cause
brass?
it's got...
Which one?
Eleuthera?
No, I think that's brass.
Eleuthera is brass,
Okay.
Oh,
Suck it, Morgan.
and the Myrrh is bronze.
Numerous bronze. Okay. Right,
don't
because
think I
it's
can
got
do
the
a second-
green.
I don't think I can do a second nameplate. Or I guess I can just put it after their names if you
Like
want.
dash bronze, dash gold, dash silver.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'll
know
do
who
that.
gold and silver are, and I can tell who copper is because of the reddish color.
I mean, I don't know. This looks like a blue dragon, man.
Yeah, you know what?
And
It
that
was
looks
doing
like
the
a
light
red
right.
dragon.
Ah,
A red
Yeah.
dragon with part albinoism.
that looks like a green dragon with some golden armor. And this guy, oh yeah, he could pass for a yellow.
Actually, that looks like
dragon.
oxidized copper, which makes sense for copper.
And they're
Yeah.
ancient, so it's had plenty of
Ancient.
time to oxidize.
Old ass motherfucker. All right. So yeah, we'll head over to.
Are you talking amongst yourselves before you go in there? Is something I need to know.
Sure, if there's time to.
Tasmakella, I don't know, the way she looked at me, there's something more than just giving me attentive respect.
I think she's in love with you.
Like, she might want to eat you.
I doubt that. I'm kind of scrawny. Honestly, you're probably the more tastier of us all.
Oh,
You
me?
don't.
Right.
No, I'm looking at Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's
yeah.
massive, dude. He's like 300 pounds.
Look, it's a good thing you gave away that dragon steak. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, it was in
Yeah.
the bag of holding. It was fine. They wouldn't have noticed.
I don't know about love though. That's kind of strong. Maybe like an elf fetish or something
God, I hope
They
not.
would- what?
for female elves.
God, I hope not.
God, don't put me down the path I was once on.
I'm not for or against. Like
Saving yourself for marriage.
no. I mean, Rebecca's definitely have been intimate, but she didn't particularly enjoy it. Like it's not for her.
Morgan just like grabs you by the shoulders and he's like, "I need to prove anyone that you marry as your adoptive." No, he's fucking. That's too much. That's too much.
I don't even think I'll last the decade, man.
Look, we do what we can with the time that is given to us. A very smart wizard I met one time said that. But besides, I think we should go in here and talk to this one. Maybe
What
maybe
wizard did
like-
you meet? Because it definitely wasn't Loki.
No, it was not Loki. I'd remember if he said something profound like that. No, I think Loki said, "I like money, 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 money." And then something about scamming somebody. But no. This is a guy. He had a gray hat. It was pointy, gray robes. He had a funny name too.
Ring?
No.
Mithrandir.
Yeah. That's what my mom used to call him, Mithrandir. I think it means friend.
Reindeer?
Mithrandir.
Gandalf's elven name.
Yeah, it's Gandalf's elven name. But yeah, so we're gonna go in.
Yeah, let's go see Tasmakella.
All right, very well. Tasmanian Devil, here we come.
Hey Taz, what's up?
Hey Taz, can I call you Taz? No.
I'm like, I wanted to call Protanther by like a short name just because it would be funny to me. But like Pro, it's like, hey Pro, like that's not a good short name.
You could have
Oh,
named him
Ta-
Tanner.
Yeah, you can call him
I
Tanner.
could have called him Tanner. Oh God, he would have fucking killed us all.
And let me
That would have been enough to
clarify-
trigger another dragon rage.
let me clarify this. In order of most opposed to most on your side would be Tasmakella, Protanther, Eleuthera, and Otari Leia Karanos. There's a reason it's shortened to Elia. Would be tied, and then Nimur.
So Tazmikella is most against us?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess good thing
Really?
we came in here first.
I got that more from Protanther. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you know what it is. You know what it is. It's the smallest dogs bark the loudest. So.
Ooh. Ooh! Do not
Except
say
he
that to
is
him.
he is 20 feet taller than any of the others.
Maybe because he's compensating for something.
Yeah, could be compensating for a small bad dragon.
Small penis.
Uh,
They probably have cloacas because they're more reptilian.
Small
yeah,
cloaca
yeah.
energy.
Yeah, so I guess we'll walk in and just uh, so
Do we knock? Like, is there a door we knock on or something?
Oh,
yeah,
No, it is a very large chamber. Like when I say chamber, I mean the cave version of chamber, not a building. It's like a cave opening.
okay, okay. So yeah, I was walking and just so Tazmikella, right? I'm saying that right?
It is close enough.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm Morgan. Uh, this is Rebecca, Zarin. I don't know if you already got our names or not. So look, we want to know what it'll take to get you on our side. I'm not gonna be dishonest here and act like we didn't come here with the intention of gaining your aid because we did. We need your help. Like that's obvious. So what's it gonna be? What's it gonna take? I hate myself so much.
Well, and again, she just stares at you, Rebecca. You could start by returning the property that I talked about being stolen. I can see it there on your finger.
oh,
Is she looking at me?
Yes.
Oh,
I quickly look down at my hand and it's invisible. I'm like, wait, what?
are you sure you want that?
I
There's like
I
a
un
demon in
I
it.
uninvisible it and I take it off. Hold it up. It's like, you talking about this?
Yes. That ring I got when I slew my first black dragon. And it was stolen by thieves nigh a century ago. Tell me, how did you come by it?
I was during the death curse. We traveled to the lost city of Omu. And in a bathhouse under in kind of the vault room that they had or something. I don't know. There was a lot of gold and stuff in there. This was one of the items inside. And I've had it with me ever since. Later did we find out that there actually seems to be some entity inside said ring. And it knew one of our friends, which was a bit concerning.
Definitely a demon.
No. The entity inside would be my mate.
Wait, then how come he didn't talk to me? I put the ring on and everything. What?
Why was he so interested in our friend Loki?
Yeah, I mean he's just a tiefling. That
And
sounds racist.
and how would he know Loki if he's been inside this ring for at least 100 years?
We dragons have the ability to see beyond just your own form. You have, everyone has a sense, a smell,
Familial smell.
there's no word for it really that you would understand. of their ancestors. It is
You can smell our
There's no
family
souls?
bloodline.
it's possible that he knew an ancestor of this Loki you speak of.
We had something similar with the dragon I mentioned earlier. He seemed to recognize me and Loki as well, and he asked if we knew certain individuals that never heard the names of before. But Rebecca
Who is
will
this
start.
dragon you speak of?
Hmm?
This dragon you speak of? Who was he?
He's chosen to isolate himself because of what he's done. I don't know if he'd be okay with me revealing his name.
Morgan, hold on. Let me see something here.
Oh, you mean Obolus?
Yeah. That I want to see what that. You know what? I'm gonna roll 1d2 and see if it does it. We'll call it 1 he says it, 2 he doesn't. Okay. You mean Obolus?
Rebecca just kind of like freezes and then like her head just drops.
Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
I mean, I was trying to respect his privacy, but sure, yeah, it was Obolus.
Oh. Sorry, Obolus.
Most noble of you, though your friend not so much.
He's not really the brightest, to be fair.
Though trying to protect someone who has been cut off. But still, tell me, are you willing to part with my property?
Of course, if I knew this was like if I knew who this belonged to, I thought it belonged to a dead guy who's been dead for at least 100 years. Had I known it belonged to you, and Rebecca starts like walking up to her to like put it in her claw, I guess. Like she holds out a hand.
She'll hold out her hand.
Do I have to jump up to reach it, or is it like low enough for me
She'll
to?
hold it. She'll hold it down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk up and place it gently in her hand.
Dead guy's free game. I mean, normally.
Yeah.
It's much appreciated, and goes to show me that your talk of change wasn't all just bluster. Because I could smell that you are one with a shady past.
Yeah.
But it seems you have or are changed or changing.
I've made an effort to change to the point of making a pact with Chiron. So, if if he thinks I'm doing good, then that makes me happy.
Here, you may hold on to it longer if you wish.
No, you've been separated from your mate for long enough. For a human, 100 years is a lifetime. You shouldn't be apart from him for any longer.
Is there another dragon in there?
Her mate. Weren't you listening, Morgan?
Well, no, but dragons can have humanoid partners, right?
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where human half dragons come from.
But we got the sense that it was a dragon because she was talking about how dragons have the ability to sense like familial bloodlines.
Yeah.
And that's how we recognize Loki. I'll back up to the rest of my party. Is there anything else we can do for you, Tazmikella?
Yes, as part of the ancient traditions, I am to
engage you in combat to test your
give
might.
you a test of sorts.
Show me what you got.
Literally.
This will happen. It is but a simple question I have for each of you. But I need to ask you one at a time so you do not influence each other. So please,
Form an orderly queue.
she'll gesture to Morgan and Morgan and Rebecca to go stand in a circle. There's a zone of silence over there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that works out because real me has to go pee, so I'm gonna go stand in the stone of pee cone.
I'll be in the Dome of Understanding.
Oh no, is Zarin about to be questioned?
Yeah, Zarin has to answer a question.
Ah, I see. Oh, I know what the question is.
So Tom, come to secrets with me.
Oh, okay.
It is the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Hopefully he gets it right, because the answer is 42. Of course, Dylan had to go at this time. Well, guess I'll take off Ring of Mind Shielding. That's unfortunate. That was a nice item to have, although I don't think it ever came in use. It does free up an attunement slot, though, so that's good. Bless you.
I'm back.
Heck.
Oh, did he take him to secrets?
Yep.
Ah, I was wondering if he was gonna do that or not.
I am a little bit sad about giving up that ring, because I feel like it was useful, although I don't think it actually ever came in use. Like, it was nice to have, but it does free up an attunement slot.
That's true.
I was full. Now I'm not.
I think we got this, bro.
Hopefully Tom's not screwing the pooch.
I didn't want to like. When he was like, "How do you think we're gonna pair shake?" I was like, "Oh."
Hey, Becca.
Hmm?
Yeah, they want you up there.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Exiting the cone of silence. Doo-doo-doo.
Chamber of Understanding.
I was summoned.
We know of your deeds in fighting the cult and your valors in combat. But I must know where your heart truly lies. Tell me, what is the item that you value the most? Be it one you have, one you've had, or one you wish to have.
I'll take out Cyrus and I'll activate it. Technically, I don't own this. It's on loan from oh god, I forgot the name of the mountain.
Mount Clangeddon.
Mount Clangeddon. It's on loan from Mount Clangeddon. I've named it Cyrus. It's named for the first person I've killed by accident. It was back when I I had that troubled past that you could smell. And because of that, I've had to. It helped motivate me to changing who I was, to start stealing for good rather than evil, and start using my skills to help rather than just help myself. This sword, it's a symbol for redemption for me. I dread the day I must part with it, but I will do so graciously, as it's not mine. And I am glad that Cyrus in the afterlife does know that I not only went back to the spot where he died and made a makeshift grave for him, but also named this sword after him. And I'll deactivate it and put it back on my belt.
A very well put and heartfelt answer. Thank you. Please have your last compatriot come over.
Very well. I'll head over.
Do you know if Dylan was back?
I'll go back to Dylan. Oh yeah, he is back. Yeah.
Okay.
Morgan.
Good luck
Alrighty.
in there, buddy.
All right, I'll be back.
So, how did it go?
Pretty good. She thought my answer was very heartfelt.
She
Yes.
said the same thing to me.
Did she ask you what item you treasure the most?
Did she ask me what?
Did she ask you what item you treasure the most?
Yes. What did you say?
I'll take off the sword and I'll like kind of the sunblade I have, and I'll kind of show it to you.
Okay. Well, this is really nice.
You've seen it in action. But
Yeah.
I named it for the first man I accidentally killed, Cyrus. So I didn't mean to kill him. I was just trying to earn a living. I was a highway robber for a time, and he was stubborn. He wouldn't give up his gold, and in trying to intimidate him, I approached him, and he stumbled backwards and fell off a bridge to his death.
Right.
I had since gone back and made him a grave there, and I've taken this sword and named it after him. And I've changed my whole life because of that. So, yeah, that's what I treasure.
I see.
She waves her hand and the zone of silence drops.
That's weird, being able to hear again. The ambient noise comes back.
You have all passed my trial.
Awesome.
I will think on what you said. I will say she doesn't look like 100% sold, but she's gone from, let's just say if this was a scale of 1 to 4, she's gone from a 1 to a 3.
Not bad.
Nice. Okay.
But it's actually a scale of 0 to 3 instead of 1 to 4.
As we start to leave, I'll stop and turn around and say to Tess McKella, sorry I participated in keeping your mate from you for so long.
At least you did the honorable thing. And as I said, the pain wasn't so much in being separated as it was in being separated by theft. So if you do wish to use the ring in your conquests, in your not conquests,
Travels.
in your travels, you really are more than welcome to have it for the time.
Yeah, Rebecca shakes her head. It's like, no, doesn't feel right, especially now knowing who's in there.
And as for no, never mind. And she motions to give you leave.
All right. On to, that's an I followed by an L, right?
Illyrtha.
Yeah.
Eleuthera.
Eleuthera.
Eleuthera, the radiant. We have come to behest you and bequeath thee. I fucking hate it.
Brass dragons love to talk in general. To the point of annoying sailors.
Eleuthera. Okay, bet. So then Morgan knows exactly how to talk to this one.
As you enter, she looks deeply in, or he looks deeply in thought.
Howdy, Eleuthera, right? Can I call you Lou?
I would prefer that you didn't.
Please don't call him Lou.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm Morgan, Rebecca, Zarin. So, we came to, what was the term, Rebecca? To deliberate?
To consult.
Consult? Yeah, whatever the word was. We have come to speak with you, and petition that you side with us. Yeah. So what can we do for you? What can we do for you? The new Dyson vacuum cleaner. Not sponsored.
Unlike the others, my question isn't so much whether you deserve our help, whether you're worthy of it. It's whether you three, your group, as ambassadors, if you can be trusted to properly lead the factions in what is decided here.
So, you mean your factions or the humanoid factions?
I assume humanoid factions.
The humanoid factions. Though I should clarify what. So what is being debated here essentially is whether the dragons go it alone and y'all go it alone. Well, the factions of Waterdeep go it alone. Or whether instead of going off on the morrow, the dragons work with y'all which would, if they're not just going to sit around until such a time as the Council of Waterdeep decides it's time to attack, they would probably be, it's fair to say they would probably help with defense or something of the like in the time being.
And then be there in the final battle if necessary.
And be there in the final battle, yes. But
Okay.
it's not so much a question of whether they go tomorrow or whether they do nothing for 2 months before y'all go. Or however long. I'm saying 2 months.
Oh my god, we have 2 months!
But as to what would help me be convinced, your question. It is my belief that the dragon masks, and you get the feeling that they mean the worm speaker masks, the 5, not the ones that all the cultists wear.
Okay.
Are too dangerous to remain in this world, if the humanoid races are aware of where they could be hidden. If you agree, in the name of the Council of Waterdeep, that all of those dragon masks will be handed over to the metallic dragons as soon as they are found, including those, should any be captured or found in the final battle against the cult, be turned over to us so we can hide them in places that the mortal races know not. So that this temptation is not there in the future.
I would personally see to anyone who refuses to hand over a mask and steal it if need be, as that's where a lot of my talents lie.
I mean, I'll just punch them if they don't hand it over. But wouldn't it be safer to destroy them?
Artifacts of such a nature are quite resilient.
So that sounds like a no.
I've spent many years researching these. Many centuries. As they have been part of the cult for a very long time. But I have yet to find a way that these artifacts can be destroyed.
So, I guess the best that I personally can say, if we fight them or know of and kill or capture one of these possessors of these masks, and we are like physically there and able to do it, we'll take it and give it to you. We will advocate that these people, because like we're not like lords and shit, like we're just people, like we don't have titles like the rest of them. So if they try and do some sneaky I'm a king bullshit and hide it, then obviously Rebecca and I are gonna have to go and steal it from them to give it to y'all. And I know that we speak for them, so you know what? Yeah, fuck it. We speak for them. Fuck them. I don't care about their opinion. We give the mask to you.
How we get them, that's up to us. But
Right.
Well,
you will get
is
them in the end.
It is, well, okay. You were selected to have the negotiating power of the council and come here. So it is presumed that you will tell the council what demands.
Oh yeah, we'll tell them. But I'm sure someone in the council will be like, I'll just keep this for myself. Should anyone attempt to hide a mask from being returned to given to the metallic dragons, we will seek them out and acquire the mask by either force or persuasion. Preferably persuasion, but
I'm
force if
okay with the
necessary.
force part.
Force would be fun.
There's a slightly worried look at that part.
That was a
Oh, I
joke.
don't kill people. I just punch them until they're unconscious.
That was a joke, Eleuthera.
But also that it was a joke. Yes.
Very much would prefer persuasion. Needless bloodshed is not necessary.
Very good. If you've I will say that Eleuthera looks pretty sold on helping you. That said, you do still have
3 more
his
to go.
trial.
Oh, his trial. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
each of them by tradition has to give you a trial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Morgan will just be like, so was the question the trial, or do we have to go sit in a cone of silence again?
There's no need for a cone of silence. You must each answer this question. Though. I will ask it once, instead of to each of you individually.
Okay.
I have spent what feels like an eternity traveling the plains, and even met with Ogma, the god of knowledge themselves, to know that every journey, whether the simplest to the local bakery, the grandest to pandemonium itself, offers the chance to learn more about yourself and the world around you. I often find that most of the denizens of this plane seek to shield themselves from this opportunity. You all have had the chance to grow and to learn since you have began your journey.
Bless you, Eleuthera.
What? Thank you. What is the most important thing you have discovered, no matter how small?
Friendship. Family. Having those connections that transcend distance, time, is incredibly important.
I can
Failure.
take that as a party's answer if you want. Or
I
you
was
can
about to
give
say
an
mine.
individual. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No problem. Failure. I feel nothing teaches better than failing. You didn't get it right the first time, and maybe even the second time. But now you know that on the third try, giving it your all, you can get it accomplished. And I feel like that goes with anything in life. You just got to keep trying until you get it.
She'll look to you, Morgan.
In my younger
Or Hill.
days, I might have said booze or fighting. But since then, I've lost things, I've gained things. I'd have to agree with Rebecca. My friends here and my family. Well, these guys kind of are my family. I mean, Zaren's a new addition, but you're good. It's been a while since I've seen you, buddy, and he just kind of like gives you a light punch in the shoulder.
And he smiles back and punches you back.
But yeah,
Very good. I have much to think about.
surprised no one's asked about Bahamut. No.
That'll probably be something when we get all together again.
No, yeah. Head on
Mor-
over.
Morgan didn't share what he saw, did he?
What to the rest of these guys?
Yeah.
The 8 golden birds that were with the kid.
No, he hasn't said that yet. He will tell them though if it gets brought up when we go back to open discussion, or if any of them individually ask. Yo, it's a liar, a liar.
Otarilaya Karanos.
Taylor Carnes.
That's too complicated for me to pronounce.
Yep. Yeah. Alrighty. Alaya, hey, good to see you again. I didn't know that was your real name. It's very long. I hope Alaya's all right. I don't want to mispronounce it.
It is quite all right.
Right. Sorry. So, we have come to speak with you to see what you would need from us in order to
Sure, you're willing to help us.
yes, that.
First, I should share. I believe that I didn't get a chance to say during the first round table, as it were. I believe that among the lesser races, humanoids included, neither good nor bad is ever absolute. Humanoids on the whole are in need of guidance and protection. They should be shown Bahamut's righteous way of living, rather than ignored or treated as children, as some of the others on the council seem to think. If, I believe there's a good chance that if we do not side with you, that the humanoids will be doomed to repeat these shortcomings over and over. That said, there are those within your council and those represented by such that I have a very hard time trusting.
Never remember?
Not him. I've had family, close family, that was killed by family of some that are on your council. If let's see here. I am very. I like the initiative Protanther suggests of striking now before they have more time to organize forces. But, as you have said, I don't know that we will succeed alone. The hide of my slain niece was made into armor for a dwarf lord. If you see that, I believe with your pull on the council, you can get Ambassador Brawnanvil to have it return, and for him to make an apology on behalf of all dwarves for the wrongful deaths of the Dragonmoots. Do this, and you have my support.
Done. Well, not done, but we'll do it.
It's a tall order, but we'll try and get it done, yeah.
We'll get it done. We'll not try.
Well, I mean, look, dwarves are stubborn. If I might have to punch the old man out, though.
Yeah, we'll take
I will say,
we'll take the armor off whoever has it unconscious body if need be, but preferably we'll tell them to get them to do
Can't
it
get an
peacefully.
look of concern
apology.
again with the violence.
Look. We can't get him to apologize if he's unconscious.
That's fair. Yeah.
No, Braun Anvil does not have the armor. He's an ambassador. He's not one of the lords.
Oh, okay.
He has the representative, much like you are the representative of the council, and therefore speak for the council. He is the ambassador of the Northern Dwarven Kingdoms.
Oh, so like Mithril Hall, Sundabar, that
Yes.
area? Okay.
So much as you have the power. So here's the thing: if you make this deal, and I'd say Rebecca has enough diplomatic knowledge to realize this. I don't think Morgan has much diplomatic knowledge.
No.
Other than just BSing his way through military stuff.
Essentially.
Not trying to be rude.
No,
but
it's true. He doesn't. No.
If you make this, you have been empowered by the council to make concessions. If you bring these concessions back, and he refuses, he is the one that is making the dragons no longer support. He's
Okay.
in a way you're kind of backing him into a corner. He might lose respect for you.
Oh, I don't give a fuck what he thinks about me.
Okay, I understand now. So there's no need to like actually force it out of them. Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah, that was my
for what
misunderstanding.
Dylan just said. You kind of do because no one has pledged anything to the council from the council either.
Oh.
They're when
That's a
I've been
problem for
saying
future
when I've been
Morgan.
saying that some of them disagree with some decisions that you've made on different things, whether you should kill the man or not.
We're gonna make everyone unhappy. And that's the compromise.
Braun Anvil didn't like that and will remember that.
I mean, you brought the man back alive so he could stand trial in Dwarven court. So that's a plus.
Okay, yeah, so now he owes us a favor, which puts us back to neutral.
But you don't know which ones are a bigger plus or minus.
True.
Essentially.
Solution. We give him a Ralph Latour scales to be made into armor.
Actually,
Anyway, yeah.
that's not a bad trade-off. I mean, I don't think we were really going to use it for anything anyway. None of us are. Well, I mean, Zarin is now a heavy hitter, but I mean, like, you or I wouldn't have been able to wear dragon scale armor.
No, and it's not any use to us.
Yeah. So
No, I think Tia was the only one that could have.
Right, and she never made any mention of wanting it in the first place. So that's actually a pretty good idea. We should do that. Yeah, Morgan. You know, actually, Morgan might even. No, he wouldn't have thought of that on his own. Never mind. All right, yeah. So it's done. See, I had been at this misunderstanding that like we didn't have as much power as we did in terms of like answering questions for them. So the answer is yes. Not we try, we will, because there is no try, only do. Do or do not.
Yeah.
my God.
So basically, whatever concessions. Okay, obviously it has to be stuff that's actually within the power of even the within the realm of feasibility.
Well, no one's
Like,
asked
you
for
can't-
anything super crazy yet.
I mean,
Right.
that ring
I'm
was
just
pretty
saying
crazy.
You can't promise them.
Sure, you can rule over Waterdeep.
You can't promise them the head of Asmodeus.
God, no.
Can we even behead him? I don't think that's possible.
Could try. um. All right. So, is there a trial that we're supposed to do? That's like tradition or something?
Yes. One of my sisters on the council values physical things. I would ask you where your heart lies in a different matter. Tell me who you value the most in your life.
My sister. Well, not really sister, but Laura Nagore. I helped her out of a life of crime into a more of a life of not as illegal things done. And she supports me, I support her.
And Tom, I know you haven't had as much time to flesh out your character, so if you don't have an answer, that's
I actually do.
okay.
I haven't existed long enough to have a person I care about.
My son.
Rebecca does like a triple take.
Yeah, even Morgan looks at him like, damn.
He's kind of the reason why I changed the person I am. Although the circumstances of why I changed are different, I wanted to change for him. He is by far the most important person in my life.
um, my wife, Stella. She she took a chance with a big goofy guy like me, and for a while made me the happiest man on earth. Or
Toro.
Torils. Yeah, happiest man on Toro. Um, that's why I'd do anything to see her back.
Very good. Thank you. I'll see you when we reconvene.
Alrighty.
Right.
Making our way to Nightmare.
The one who
Oh!
seemed most on your side to begin with.
Yes.
This will be a walk in the park.
All of a sudden, he just goes, I was waiting for your overconfidence to be your downfall. I've always hated humans. Die!
It's actually Tiamat in disguise.
Oh no! Okay, we're
I'm
fine.
actually a red
Oh,
dragon,
everyone
surprise.
dies.
I'm an ancient red dragon. It is time now.
Dylan, Barovia falls. Everyone dies.
No! Please no. Please, please no. Alright, we'll just walk into yet another chamber. Was it Nightmare?
Yeah, Nemer.
Nightmare. Hello, Nightmare, Morgan, Rebecca, Saren. So we've come to speak to you, though you seem like everyone out of those we've spoken to thus far that seem to be on our side. So I guess it's more of a question of what will keep you, what will keep us in your good graces. There you go.
I ask just that you stick on the path away from evil, as you have.
That's not exactly hard. We'll continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I mean, it depends on your definition of evil. Some people say drinking is evil, but I mean, I do that all the time. So if you want me to step away from that, I'm sorry, I can't. But otherwise, I got you.
He's actually a staunch supporter of of the whole. I forget what it's
Abolition?
called. Yeah, abolition. That's it.
Yeah, he's an abolition. Oh God.
Protanther could not be more wrong in his opinion of the smaller races. He and I both understand that metallic dragons are born in the image of Bahamut himself. Born to be heroic, to be good, and to be righteous. It is for this reason he sees the ill of the small folk and sees them as evil. His very essence blinds him to the truth. He has no choice in being good or being evil. Or more accurately, it would take a greater focus to overcome such innate goodness. He does not see how much greater and more precious good is when it is freely chosen by the smaller folk, who must consciously turn away from villainy. I know that the rest of the moot shall seek to learn your true nature, and out of tradition, I must also. I simply want to know your greatest act of heroism, in your fight against Tiamat, or elsewhere in your lives.
So it's like what we consider to be our greatest act of heroism?
Yeah.
I took a frost bomb point blank, about 500 feet up above water deep, instead of allowing hundreds, maybe thousands of people to die.
Coming here.
Was that a jest?
I love that.
I mean, technically,
It took courage.
Yeah.
It's very brave
I
of
mean,
you to stand
Rebecca
before all
almost
these
almost
dragons.
pissed herself when the dragons all landed around her.
Fuck, I can't stand you. um, uh, I mean, the thing that I like frequently say, and that I take a lot of credit for, which, I mean, it was a group effort, but I did deal the finishing blow. Uh, but I felt pretty heroic. I mean, was that an ancient or a white or an adult?
Adult.
White. It was an
White.
adult. I mean, killed a adult white dragon, and I mean, probably saved countless people from being killed by it. I mean, there was also that tribe up there that was kind of sort of enslaved to its will, so there was that. But then there was the frog people, and they cried, and they were like, why did you do this? And I felt a little bad, but then they kind of fucked off somewhere, and I don't know.
And then you massacred the kobold population.
They gave us no choice.
Yeah, they gave you no choice. That wasn't very heroic of us, but
We don't talk about it.
we don't talk about that.
Thank you. And I wish you luck as you go and see Protanther next.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be hard. Oh boy. What are the chances he, like, I don't know.
Challenges us to a fight.
Yeah.
I got the feeling what this is that's what this is boiling down to.
A fight to the death.
Show me your will.
Show me, yes,
Show
show
me
me
what
the
you
strength of
got.
your will. All right, onwards to pretend there. Then I guess. Making my way to the gold.
Show me why you're here in this world.
Prove your worth, mortal.
All right, you enter the final chamber. And you see the very large and imposing gold dragon in front of you.
Roll D1000 if I shit my pants.
Oh my god. Are you actually going to?
If it's below 200, I shit my pants.
No.
Okay.
There's just a little shart.
um. So, Protanther. Oh. Well,
What would it take to
Morgan,
convince you to help us?
Rebecca, Sarah. Yes. What'll it take to convince you to help us?
You're so long-winded. When you've done that 4 times, you gotta
Look, I
hurry
think
it
it's
up.
important. I think it's important. Look, we know their names, but our names weren't like directly introduced, and it's nice. You know, you gotta. He needs to know exactly who he's speaking to.
Yeah, Rebecca, Morgan, Zareth.
Sarah, goddamn. Yes.
Zareth,
all right.
fuck me.
Yeah, you keep fucking that one up.
What would make me more likely to accommodate your lot in our plans of the counteroffensive? Well, I made no bones about it in the first assembly. A formal apology from one who speaks for Elvenkind for the abomination that was the Dracorage Mythal.
Do we speak for Elvenkind?
You do not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean we don't. We can ask that they apologize.
Yeah, we'll be sure to do that.
I mean, there is King Melindrock on the council.
Yeah,
Right.
He's one of the Elven Kings.
we'll have King Melindrock inform that's a request to be done.
Very well. And for your final trial, the humanoids of this plane lack the perception and perspective necessary to truly govern themselves and the world they build upon. The cycle of humanoid civilizations of this world exists as a sign of the quintessential flaw in human nature. Why should I see those in front of me as any different? I want to know of your core perception of this world. I propose a simple game. I say a word, you tell me the very first thing to come to your mind.
Ooh.
Not what you believe would appease me, but your true thoughts. It takes only 3 words to know the true nature of your folk.
I like this game. Did we all say it at once?
No, you're each gonna get different words.
Oh.
So who wants to go first, guys?
I do. I do.
Oh my
All right.
god. Sarah.
Roll
like
me a
it.
d4, Zarin.
A D4? Okay.
Yeah. 3. So he'll say a word. You say the first thing to come to Zarin's mind.
Okay. I'm ready.
Kindness.
You say kindness?
Yes.
Charity.
The outcast.
The quiet kid.
The gods.
Higher beings.
Okay. He looks for who's going to step forward next.
I'll step forward.
Okay. Roll a d3. Two.
Morgan better roll a 1.
Justice.
Strength.
Terror.
Something to overcome.
Tiamat.
Must be defeated at all costs.
Evil would have been acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Morgan.
All right.
Roll a d2.
Roll a 1 or kill yourself.
Bing.
There you go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
3, 2, 1.
Hope.
Humanity.
Morality.
Faith.
Dragons.
Nice.
Potential.
Mm.
I was waiting for Morgan to say Slayer.
I wanted to, but I didn't think it was the. It's not the right thing to say. Well, it's not even like what would please him, but like, god damn it. Would Morgan have said that?
It's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Very well. We will reconvene shortly.
But first, show me the strength of your will.
Your torso. I'm not fire resistant.
Alright, you have 15 minutes among yourselves back out in the main chamber if you want to do anything before they reconvene.
He'll just fuck. Zarin will just go like, "You guys want to play that game again?"
Oh, it stresses me out.
What with the words?
Yeah, I had fun.
All right, sure. Go ahead, hit me. He'll pull out his alchemy jug and start drinking.
Faith.
God.
Ooh, I like that one. Rock.
Lobster.
Da-na-na-na. God damn it!
Now you get stupid, Morgan.
I've had enough of this game.
Okay, well I had fun.
As did I. We'll
Morgan
do
will
it again
just-
sometime.
Very well. Morgan will just sit there, I guess, and meditate for like the next 15 minutes if nobody says anything to him.
Rebecca's just drawing patterns in the dust on the ground with her foot.
I don't know what I'd be doing. I guess just going through my bag, just seeing what's in there.
Gotta move him over.
Cheeseburger from like 2 years ago. It's like, oh god.
Yeah,
I've
there you
been
go.
looking for that.
It's the perfect pentagram. Yes.
Oh my god. It's
Oh
a
no.
pentagram.
They're about to activate it.
They're summoning Tiamat!
No! They're
You've
summoning
activated our trap
Bahamut.
card.
We
The
stood
dragons
directly
die.
in the middle. They sacrifice their lifeblood to become the aspect of Bahamut.
They come back out. Eleuthera, Ortari Laekarnos, and Nimur all look firmly on your side from the look they're giving you. The other two are still a little undecided.
Hopefully it's a majority rules.
Protanther will speak up. Now you've had your chance to talk with everyone. And you've faced all the traditional the trials of tradition. Something we spoke of before we sent Atari Laekarnos for you. This is it is known that the cult has been acquiring gold from been acquiring a hoard for Tiamat from across the realm.
The Horde of the Dragon Queen?
A large portion of which has been stolen from the hordes of our brethren and ourselves. We ask that whatever is recovered when this is all settled, if we help you, we get an equal share as the factions on your council does.
That sounds fair.
So that would mean like you're an additional faction on said council, and each faction gets its own share, and you get your own of that whole part that's being divvied up, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, so like it's getting divvied out to the... I'm gonna miss one because I'm trying to do it from memory. Harper's Lord's Alliance, Order of the Gauntlet. The metallic dragons would also get one of the shares. Y'all get a share in this, the way this works.
That makes sense, and that
Oh,
is fair.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't see why anyone would reasonably object.
I'm fine
All
with
right.
it.
Each of us will go to our plinths. No, dioceses. And the vote shall be cast. So they all back up a little bit, and there's like these raised platforms, equally spaced along the edges of the chamber. Do you have anything else to say before the votes are cast?
Pertanther, is it better to choose to be born good or to choose to be good?
He'll think for a minute. I suppose there are merits to both.
I kind of give a nod to Namor.
Right. Do any of you read Draconic?
I can read all writing.
I can.
I might be able to now with the Tongue of Sun and Moon thing.
No, that's just speak.
Yeah, that won't work with writing.
They've been hearing you in Draconic.
And that hasn't concerned them in the slightest.
They probably don't care.
I speak to you in your native tongue.
When the trees start singing Fortunate Son
Oh no.
in Draconic.
Meow.
You see each dais lights up, and then in flame, in the above the center on the ceiling, above the center of the chamber, there is Draconic symbols that Morgan doesn't recognize. But it
What's that
says,
say?
it essentially translates to 5 to 0.
No, we failed.
So either they really hate us or they want to help us.
Wait, so it's 0?
520.
Oh,
5.
520.
5 in favor, 0
By
opposed.
unanimous consent, the metallic dragons shall stand by your side.
Whoop whoop!
Can we play the game one more time?
What is your obsession with this game?
I don't know, I never played games before.
You have a son. You never played any games with him?
I don't see him.
Oh.
Well, maybe we could play a drinking game later.
Probably shouldn't take up more of these powerful beings' time.
Can we get a
So,
ride home?
when you return to your council, tell them of the concessions that you have made. Tell them we will stand by their side. And know that you will have... We will, okay. We will supply a number of our kin that you can assign to the defense of certain regions.
I do have one suggestion for metallic dragonkind. You send a representative to participate in the council meetings from now on.
This
I
will
thought
be
that's-
considered.
It would probably go a long way to show good faith and help convince those of the needs of the concessions.
This will be considered. Is there anything else you would ask us
Are you
before we
fine
part?
if I start marking chalk on the ground to teleport home?
Can you give us a ride home?
I can teleport us home, Zereth.
Yeah,
I want to ride a dragon.
but we already did.
Take the dais back to where the food was set for you, and do it from there.
Very well.
There is no teleporting in or out of this chamber.
Saving me resources. Thank you. Very kind.
In tradition with my own people's ways, I would pose a question to all of you now before I depart. Would any one of you consider, at one point in time in the future, having a drink with me?
Roll a persuasion check, Morgan.
Is there dragon moonshine? There better be.
Persuasion, the thing that I'm the
Dragon
worst
King Ale.
at. Hell yeah. Wait, I have inspiration. This is important. I'm using it.
Nat 20, let's go. Fuck.
No! No! No!
There's a laugh that goes around.
Oh. I didn't hear a no. And I'll walk towards the elevator.
Seriously though, that's actually a good question. Is there like dragon ale that one of your kind like partakes in making?
Not as such.
Or at least no one talks about it.
It's a secret. It's Dragon Spring sake.
Yeah.
They tell no
It's only
one.
for those in the know. All right. Maybe something to consider. Just to loosen up, have a fun time occasionally. And I'll go to the plinth.
Get me out of here. Beam me up, Scotty.
Oh, what was that look about Bahamut about earlier?
Oh, you're asking him on the elevator?
I'm asking everyone.
Oh.
Is Morgan sharing what Morgan knows?
Sure. Yeah, he'll just say, "Oh, yeah, they don't believe us because it's impossible."
Before I reach the dais, I will major image. Use an action to regain a spell slot and major image the child with the 8 golden birds.
Let me.
Bahamut, bitches!
It is not possible that you met Bahamut, as he has been missing for the better part of a year.
Well, it wasn't
Missing?
the elemental plane of fire, and the kid with the birds touched Rebecca, and that was it.
Well, you did cast wish, but what do you mean missing?
He'll respond to Morgan first. I don't know who that is, though they are trying to look like him, but I can tell you that is not. For 1 week each millennium, the Platinum Dragon spends the entire week walking among the small folk as one of them to see how they live. He does this to keep himself humble and to remind himself of what he is fighting for. That day came about a year ago, just before the first cult attacks began. And he never returned.
Well,
He was captured in his mortal form by the Children of the Worm, this cult of the dragon, as you call them, and placed under a powerful enchantment by their allies in the Red Wizards. He hasn't been killed, probably because that would release him from the enchantment, but he is being held by them. Best we can tell is a sacrifice to Tiamat.
Do you know where? Or at least a general area?
We are not sure. We know that his 7 golden great worms were also captured and transformed. And from what we've learned, to restore him, they must be freed. But they also don't remember their true nature. They think they are just regular people. If they die in their mortal forms, as long as they do not get corrupted, they will regain their true forms and their memories.
They die in the game. They die for real.
But they must all be restored for Bahamut to be released.
Well, that
He's
sounds like our next objective.
a god, right? He doesn't have like anyone that intercedes on his behalf in matters of the religious when he's not available.
Only under orders that would have been given by him prior to him going missing.
Did would Morgan know if dragons have the ability to like
Foresee
scry? Yeah,
the
or
future.
foresee?
I mean, Amalus wrote prophecies.
That's true. So
Yeah,
would
you know Amalus wrote prophecies.
all right. So could Bahamut not have foreseen his capture and perhaps left
Instructions.
measures in place?
If he had foreseen his capture, I doubt he would have let himself be captured.
I don't know. Fate's kind of
The
weird.
future is not written in stone.
Maybe his capture is something that needs to happen.
Could be.
And that's why he let himself get captured. But that gives us a new goal. Find the 7 great worms.
Well, before you go off on that quest, we know that 6 of them are to be part of the what was the word? The sacrifice, along with him. They've been kept together, it seems, since one of them managed to escape.
Keeping them all together, that seems like a poor decision. That we will exploit.
It is my belief, from what I've been able to foretell, that they won't be able to. That they will not be reachable before the final battle. The 6 that are still with him.
Well, if that's true, that's unfortunate, but
So finding this one is a pressing issue,
yes.
but we have had no luck as such yet.
Do you know the name of this great worm?
His true name is of no use to you. Under the curse he is in. And I don't think that it's something they would share anyway.
Hey, if we could find someone with access to Gate.
For all intents and purposes, under this powerful curse, they are who they believe they are. Even to powerful magic such as that. It would be finding their curse name that would help. All we know is that such powerful beings, their transformation, it can't completely change them. There'll still be some version of something related to a gold dragon, be it a dragonborn, half dragon. I think those are the only two.
The dragon in Port Nianzuru, the half dragon, was he gold?
In New Nianzuru?
In Port Nianzuru.
Oh. Got really confused for a second there. I was like, huh? Forgot we went to Chult too.
I gotta look at that. The Harbor Ward, the Harbor Zendar. Yeah, he is a half gold dragon. Yes.
I know of one gold half dragon that I met once back in Port Nianzuru. Is there a chance that could be them?
That depends. Was this more than a year ago that you met him?
It was shortly after the start of the Death Curse.
Yeah, it would be more than a year ago.
Yeah, shit.
Well,
we know that he is in one of 3 cities along the Sword Coast, but finding him has not been easy. Perhaps you will have better luck.
Those cities are?
Neverwinter, Luskan, and Baldur's Gate.
would I have ever remembered seeing a gold dragonborn or half dragon when I was in Baldur's, like doing my fights and stuff?
I mean, this is within the past year.
Yeah, and I mean,
y'all met me in Baldur's though, didn't you? I was in
Yes.
Baldur's within the last year.
I mean, that was 6 months ago. Yeah, a bit over. No, way over 6 months now. But yeah, that was within
I
a
mean,
year.
you've seen them. They're not half dragons are rarer, but you've definitely seen some gold dragonborn. Half
Any,
dragons are definitely rarer.
Would it be more likely that he's a half dragon than a dragonborn, or like is it one or the other, or is it like dead set on one?
They are unsure.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Morgan will just say then, I guess. Well, 3 cities, it's not all that hard. I have a suggestion, but I'll wait until we're upstairs before I pitch it. Might sound silly.
It is an important task, but it's not something you can singularly focus on. So there's still a lot of people between those 3 cities, and the chance that they could be moved. It's something more to keep an eye out for, or near. Put feelers out, if you can, among the council. But this is not news that should be spread. It is quite dangerous if this news were to get out.
No, right, of course. I mean, captured god is some next level shit right there.
Well, thanks for the invitation, and I'll be sure to get those concessions in.
And also, I should say, I just realized I said the year because I read 2 blocks together. It was 5 months ago that he
Disappeared. Okay.
disappeared. I apologize.
Okay. Alrighty, so wanna head upstairs and teleport out?
Yeah, let's ride the escalator.
Escalator!
You mean the razor?
Yo.
Well, now it would be a razor because we're going up again.
Mm.
Let's ride that bitch to the top.
All right, you ride it up, and Rebecca does a cool new thing.
Yo. Yo!
Which of the two that you know are you teleporting to?
Watergate. Watergate? We're gonna go see Nixon! No, we're going to Waterdeep.
Okay.
Because we gotta inform the council of the concessions they must make.
So true. So true. Morgan would say probably either before we left or upon arrival, one or the other. So this might be asking for a little bit, but remember how I said ages ago, like when I started traveling with you, that I really wanted to bring my wife back? Well, now I kind of have like a legitimate reason to not wait on that and ask you to do it now instead of later. She was really good at divination magic, so um, maybe we could bring her back and she can help us find where this golden great worm is.
Sure, if there's no other pressing issues. That will be our... Let's say that's priority number 2. If there's something else that comes up that's like, holy shit, we need to deal with that now, it will unfortunately have to take a back seat. But, till then, right now, it qualifies as priority number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds good. You know, it's just I got talking to all these dragons and talking about her and reminds me of how much I miss her and all. So, I mean, I'm definitely not using it as an excuse. I totally am. But she'd definitely be able to help.
Sure, her help would be very good, especially in locating the kidnapped Dragonborn and other Dragonkin.
She was able to predict disasters and locate where they were going to happen, and then, you know, we go and help those people. Her group mostly. I just kind of traveled along with them and helped them help others. But yeah. And that's all he'll say on the matter.
And I think we will end it there.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find her skeleton. Or a part of her body. If Morgan has like a lock of her hair, this makes it way easier.
Yep,
Although
cast your repose on it.
No. He does not have a lock of her hair, and no, he if you remember what he told you, he's not sure where she is. Well, actually, he'd know where she's buried, right? Or
the place she went missing.
right, it was the place she went missing, not where she was buried, right?
She might not actually even be dead.
Well, they told him that she was
They think
dead.
she's dead.
Could be like Lane, could be presumed.
And it would be sorry, this is off topic. I didn't make it very clear. You are the ones that will decide which who gets the dragon's aid as far as defense.
Ah,
Oh shit.
Like which factions or within the Lord's Alliance, which of the realms, so to speak.
Gonna have to make some
So-
compromises.
I think it's safe to say at this point that with the whole Neverember thing, that was bullshit because Elias said that.
Not necessarily. She just didn't trust someone because they killed her niece.
Right, but you specifically pointed towards him, and she didn't have anything bad to say about him.
Just because she doesn't suspect something doesn't necessarily mean he's not corrupted. But it's something we have to look into. It can't be ignored.
The someone killing her niece should be known to be a dwarf
Yeah,
because of them having the armor.
but even if it's a lie, it should still be looked into just in case it's not.
Alright.
Because if it is, that's a problem.
No, yeah, it is. It's a problem. But...
That's the end of this episode.